everybody. Barrett Cohen, Director of Alumni Relations, Class of 93, and also WLSN and the LaSalle Broadcasting Network, alongside Executive Producer Mike Nye, here at Colerain Township Administration, the epicenter, if you will, for Colerain Township for today's third annual Pray, Hope, and Believe 5K Walk and Run. This is an incredible event, but it all goes back to a young man by the name of Tony Merk. You know, Dwight Eisenhower once said that there's no greater loss in life than that of losing a child. For folks out there that have, they know exactly what I'm talking about. The Merks have done something, though, with that tragedy. They've really taken something that most people hopefully will never have to endure and have turned it into something incredibly positive. Today, we're going to look at the Pray, Hope, and Believe Foundation and the incredible things they do in the memory of their son, Tony Merk. Get ready to get started here. Let's go and talk to some of the guys. I think they're Lancers, as a matter of fact. Let's go over and talk to some of them. I want to know how you get how you actually get in the front of the start pack here. How'd you guys do this?
Just walk up to the line. We're ready to race today.
What time did you get here? Like 2 minutes ago?
No, I got here at 7. I had to register today.
You guys, obviously, with LaSalle. Go ahead and tell your affiliation with LaSalle High School.
What'd you say?
Who do you run with LaSalle? You guys are on track, cross country. Why is this important? Why are you guys here? You got an off day, right? You can sleep in if you wanted to, but you guys are here.
We know the Merck family, actually. Max Merck runs with us. We're here to support him.
Yeah, we're supporting the cause.
Oh, but you got a Hanley here. You got to get a little Hanley here. Hanley, are you up in front, or are you like back? What's going on here?
I'm up in front.
Why is this important for you to get up this early in the morning on July 4th when you can sleep in to be here and run in this event?
Oh, it's great to run in this event. Obviously, it's supporting a great cause, and just being out here with the team, it's always good. We've been doing this for 2 weeks now, so there's not much better to do.
Outstanding. You'd be up anyways on July 4th,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Outstanding. You can see here as we're getting ready, about 3 minutes away from the start of the race, you can see the crowds they're still coming in. In fact, if you pan down here to down the hill, Mike, just a little bit, you can see even more people still coming up. They're going to start off with the runners first, and then after the runners, they will have the walkers afterwards. So it seems like every year this thing gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I think we were told earlier on that before the registration today, they had over 1,100 registrants for this incredible race. I think they're getting ready to start. Let me get out of the way.
3, 2.
All right, right now we have the Fox 19 sports director, but more importantly, and I say this with sincerity, a good friend of mine, Joe Danneman. And Joe, you know, we've been asking a lot of people, why are you here? It's 4th of July. I know tonight on Fox 19, you guys got a huge red special, right, on Fox 19, but you're here today on the 4th of July for a very important cause that's important to you as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm here, is the cause in itself. You know, my family, everybody's been touched by cancer. My father's an oncologist. And, you know, I give my dad credit. He's been practicing oncology for 40 years, and he never brought work home. That's not an easy thing to do when you lose patients on a daily basis like my father did. But when you see just the impact cancer has on people, you understand that it affects everybody. So giving a couple hours of my morning to come out here, and the Merks have become a good friend of mine. I think there are 10 Rick Merks out there because I see him everywhere. It's really cool to come back out here, spend some time with them, and really understand what this morning is about. Not just to me, not just to the people in the race, but to the actual Merck family, because this could be a day where it could be difficult for them to remember what happened on July 4th, but they've turned it into a great thing. And when people turn tragedies into a great thing, I think we need to embrace that. And that's why I'm here this morning, just to kind of spend a few minutes of my day to really be a part of a really cool community cause.
And we talked about it earlier, how losing a child is, I would think, without a doubt, my parents obviously losing my brother, the most difficult thing anybody can ever go through. And I think you bring up a good point. What they're going through today, sure, it's festive, it's a lot of fun, it's for a great cause, but it's got to be tough for them.
Anybody who's a parent puts themselves at some point in the situation the Merks have been in, just imagining how you would react to something like that. If you haven't spent any time looking at their website, the Pray, Hope, Believe Foundation, I encourage everyone to spend about 10, 12 minutes to look at the video they made of Tony. And when you put a face and pictures to this event, it's hard not to get choked up when you watch it, because we can all imagine ourselves and how we would react if that was us. How I react if I lost one of my 3 boys, I don't know. I get chills when I talk about it. After watching the video late last night, it's one of those things, you go back in your kids' rooms and you take one more look at them, and you feel blessed and you feel lucky that it's not you. And then you find yourself at an event like here this morning, and you just kind of want to wrap your arms around the event and the people. And it's just something you can do to help and to embrace a cause, but more importantly, it's about supporting people that have gone through the unthinkable, because no parent should have to go through what the Merks have gone through, what your parents went through as well. But it's a reality of life. It happens to people. And when it does, it's up to others to lift them up, to boost them up, and to support them. And that's what this event's about, and that's what I take from this event, and watching how the Merks have handled it.
Sure does take a community. You guys can see the passion, the sincerity Joe speaks about. That's why I love you, man. And really, that's why Joe's a product of Cub Calf High School. So a lot of similarities we all have, and Joe's a part of this family here at LaSalle. And hey, thanks for everything you do for LaSalle, and for, of course, the Pray, Hope, and Believe Foundation and Tony Merk as well. Let's go around and maybe take a few more shots of what's going on around here. Thanks a lot, Joe. All right, now we have Rick Merck, the father of Tony Merk, and certainly one of the guys running this whole event today. And Rick, it's an incredible event. It seems like every year it gets bigger and better. Compliments to you, but personally, what does this day mean to you?
It's a hard day, and it would be a lot of harder day to not have this to focus on. So this gives me something to focus my energy on, something to help try and make a difference for the next kid, the next set of parents. I want to end cancer.
You know, a lot of people know of this event, perhaps. They might know of the pigskin preview you guys do, but you guys have really taken a tragedy and immersed yourself into it. There's a lot of people that'll kind of bury it, so to speak, but you guys have really just completely immersed yourself into pediatric brain cancer, and you guys are really making a difference. Do you ever step back and think, wow, look at all we've done? I mean, you should be proud of it, but do you ever take a chance to step back a little bit and think about that?
No, until it's cured, until I hear there's a cure, until I hear there's no more kids suffering, I got to keep working and fighting.
Where do you get that energy from? I'm assuming Tony, right?
Tony, and from the other kids I see who are battling. I just keeps building. Every time I meet a new kid, I get re-energized to try and make a difference for that kid.
Now, I know to put an event on like this, it's a big undertaking. So talk about some of the people who have really come together to help put this thing together.
I have great volunteers who coordinate the gift baskets, the volunteers, the water stop, the bagels, the fruit. I just let people go. They say they want to be in charge, they're in charge, and I just let them do their thing. I'm blessed to have so many great people in my life who want to help me make a difference.
So now, of course, you know, LaSalle is really, of course, an integral part of this whole event, but now we're going to take it a step further, because on August 9th, it's the inaugural LaSalle Walk-in Family Day. Proceeds from that event are going to come back to the Pray, Hope, and Believe Foundation, and I know you're excited about that as well.
I am, again, blessed to have so many great people in my life who want to help me make a difference. LaSalle has been very good for us, been very good supporters of us from the start. As Tony was battling, they've been great, and this is a way for us to give back to LaSalle for all they've given to us.
If folks want to help, perhaps they can't, they were not able to attend this event and they cannot go on August 9th. We'll talk about that in a minute, but where can they go for the Pray, Hope, and Believe Foundation?
PrayHopeBelieve.org. Have a great website. You can donate, you can ask for prayers, you can volunteer for different events we have going on. Just PrayHopeBelieve.org.
And perhaps you missed this event. Again, as we mentioned, you can also register for the inaugural LaSalle Walk-In Family Day. That'll take place on August 9th. It's a Saturday at LaSalle, and to register for that event, proceeds will come back to help Pray, Hope, and Believe as well, you can go to lasallehs.net/walk and be a part of that special day. I know there's a lot of people already registered for that event. It's going to be incredible. We need, as a community, as a village, to come together and put an end to all cancer, but specifically childhood cancer, and I know you would agree with that.
Amen. Thank you, Barrett.
Thanks a lot, Rick. Rick and Lynn Merk do an incredible job here at this event and for trying to eliminate pediatric cancer. It's incredible what they do. If you saw the blood, sweat, and more tears that they put into this, I know you would get involved as well. PrayHopeBelieve.org to get involved with their foundation. All right, we got one of the participants here, and we got one of our youngest participants, at least from the regular 5K, not the superhero walk. We got Logan here, Logan Forkham, and Logan, how'd you do first and foremost?
I came in. Well, I came in with 28 minutes, and I stopped a couple times just to walk.
You've never had the opportunity to meet Tony, right?
No.
Tony Merk, which is why we're here, but what does running in something like this mean to you? Of course, it's to help, as you probably know, brain cancer, pediatric brain cancer, but talk, if you could, about why running in a race like this means something to you.
My cousin Connor, he died a couple years ago, 3 days after his birthday.
And that's when you're running out there and you want to quit maybe, you want to slow down. Did he come to the forefront of your mind?
Yeah.
Logan, thanks a lot for coming on here, but we got to finish with our traditional clap because your dad is the Beacon Orthopedics athletic trainer, and your dad and I have a patented clap we did. Now, everybody saw it when we won the state championship, but we got to do our patented clap. You ready? There you go. You got a little bit of work to do, but we'll work on you. That's my man Logan Forkham right here, Our Lady of Lourdes, and a future Lancer, no doubts. Okay, right now I have Maureen Donnelly, who's the Children's Hospital Social Work Manager, and you're here to really talk about the money that people give to an event like this. I think sometimes if they can't feel it, see it, touch it, it perhaps might not mean as much, that personal connection. You're here to tell us there's a lot of personal connections of people that help.
Personal connections. So if you notice here on the board, Pray, Hope, Believe, in addition to all the money they raise for research, also sponsor all of our family day camps, which is a day for a whole family to come spend the whole day at Camp Joy. This will be our 3rd year. They also sponsor our Hope Dinners, which is helping our parents to energize. So if you're a parent and you have a child that has a cancer diagnosis, many times it's hard to get out. So we have an area where children are cared for and then parents are cared for at the same time. Plus there's our special call fund is what we call it, where we can call Rick or Lynn and say we have a special need for a family, can you help us to solve that? And they have solved all of those for us.
Children's Hospital in Cincinnati, amazing. And personally, you don't realize that perhaps sometimes until you have kids yourself. What you guys do is amazing.
Well, we are really blessed. We're the students and our families are the teachers in so many ways, so we hope we learn along the way.
Maureen Donnelly, thank you so much. If you would like, again, we've mentioned it several times in this piece, if you would like to get involved, give back and help the kids, the very kids that you see on this board right here in their families. You can do so by visiting PrayHopeBelieve.org. That's the Merck Family Foundation. Get involved in that. It's a very special place, and I'm sure Maureen and everybody at Children's Hospital would appreciate that as well. We have Dr. Faladi here, and of course we've been talking to a lot of people here, but you really are, you're kind of on ground central, if you will, of everything, of every reason why everybody's here. They're giving money, they're getting funds raised for Pray, Hope, Believe and cancer research, but you're in ground zero. You are seeing the people, meeting the families, Can you articulate in any way, shape, or form what these families are going through and why this event and so many around this country are so important to someday, hopefully, getting rid of cancer?
You know, brain tumors in kids are a very rare tumor. And the patients, the families that get affected by it, unfortunately don't have a huge community, but they've created that community among themselves over the last decade or two. Especially groups like Pray, Hope, Believe, groups like The Cure Starts Now, who are centered here in Cincinnati, have been such a huge boost for everyone in terms of the community, help for the families, help for research, and just making sure that families know they're not alone. I think we all at Cincinnati Children's work as a team to make sure we're not just treating the kids who are affected by this, but making sure we're there for this really long, difficult journey with the families, because it really, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and really this is a lifelong battle for those who fight and beat it, and for those who succumb to it. They're all our heroes, and our job really is to make sure that families don't feel alone, and in addition to make sure we push the research forward and find cures for some of these patients who unfortunately today don't have really great therapy for their tumors.
Obviously we haven't cured cancer, right? It's out there, it's rampant, but how far have we come in medicine to perhaps maybe delay its untimely deaths of kids or adults, but how far have we come in medicine with cancer research?
So, I'm actually really thrilled and proud of the fact that over the past 5 or 10 years, we've started to understand so much better the biology of these tumors because of collaborations internationally among people. Just as the families with kids with brain tumors have previously felt alone and have finally found the community, researchers for pediatric brain tumor research have also been just 1 or 2, 3 or 4, and now finally we have a pretty large community, not just in the US and Canada, but across the world, that is really coming together as a group. And that's why it's so thrilling to have foundations also do what they do to help us find better cures, because only about 4% of any kind of funding from the National Cancer Institute goes to pediatric cancer research. So if we really want to make a difference, we can only do it with the help of foundations like Pray, Hope, and Believe, Cure Starts Now, the DIPG Collaborative, and lots of other ones who've done such an amazing job within the Cincinnati community to bring everybody together and put this on the map.
You know, there's a lot of jobs out there I always tell people I do not want to pursue. Yours would be up there for having to deal with the emotional aspect of this terrible disease and dealing with these families. So on behalf of everybody, thank you for everything you do, for being on the, like I said, ground zero and the front lines of this terrible disease, and hopefully someday we can do this interview and have a cure for cancer in our lifetime.
Absolutely, and let me just say that it's actually an honor. Everybody says it must be so hard, but honestly, it's an honor and a privilege, because these kids and these families are an inspiration to all of us, and we work so hard because, but for the grace of God, it could be any of our children, and we owe it to them. They work so hard, they give so much, and we try and do the same. So thank you.
Thank you so much, and you're actually being requested up there now on stage. So that's Dr. Faladi with Cincinnati Children's Hospital. We want to thank her for joining us, and again, thanks for all you do, Dr. Faladi. Thank you. Well, as you can see, a very important day and a journey that we continue to have to fight pediatric brain cancer. You can see they just released the balloons here at the Corrigan Township Administration Building. We want to thank the Merck family, thank the Pray, Hope, and Believe Foundation Children's Hospital for inviting us, WLSN, here, and hopefully we can someday come back and report that there is finally a cure for cancer. Incredible day here. It really makes you really hold the things close to you that in our lives, and certainly we pray for the Merck family. We will continue to pray for the Merck family and the whole LaSalle community for those who suffer this terrible disease. For executive producer Mike Nye, his son Mark, who's on scene right now from Ohio University, is kind of his understudy for the future, right? I'm Barrett Cohen, WLSN, and the LaSalle Broadcasting Network.